Yalla Habibi, welcome back to my channel. I am Farlie Solomons and today's look is an exotic look that I have created for Eid. So let's begin. The foundation that I've used today is Dior Forever Undercover 24 Hours Full Coverage in the shade 030 and Dior Forever Skin Glow in the shade 2W. It's basically 2 pumps of the light shade and 1 pump of the dark shade that goes right on my skin. I have used a beauty blender to simply dab these 2 shades on my skin. For the brows, I have used Maybelline Tattoo Brow Ink Pen. And the palettes that I've used today is Too Faced Chocolate Gold and Fenty Beauty Moroccon Spice. So let's begin. The first shade is this shade from the Fenty Beauty palette, and this goes over the crease line. Please make sure you apply a primer before starting any eye makeup. Applying the shade on the crease line with a fluffy blending brush and just removing the excess shade that has fallen on the lid. I just need this shade to be on the crease line and not on the lid. Back and forth with the shade. And then going to Too Faced Chocolate Gold palette is this golden shade that I have picked up from the palette, and this goes on the entire eyelid, leaving the crease line. I have used this applicator that has a sponge attached, and I did with the brush, the sponge, before picking up the shade from the palette. And this gives that foilish effect on the eyes, which I love. And this goes exactly on the inner corner, from the inner corner towards the outer corner, leaving the crease line. I was just wondering when and which look should I create with this particular eyeshadow, and it's a lovely eyeshadow. I simply love this eyeshadow, and what better than today's look, it's just so perfect. This goes really well with the whole kind of a vibe that we're having, the festival vibe, and just perfect for an Eid makeup. So what I'm doing is I have just picked up a small brush, and I am simply smoothing the edges, just like that. All you have to do is just adding a little bit more of the shade on the eyelid, and then again smoothing the edges, which is also an important step. Like I said, adding more of the shade and then smoothing the edges. The intensity actually depends upon you, how intense you want the shade to look on the eye. And then going back with the first shade that we picked up for the crease line, just to smoothen things out really well. And then going back with the Fenty Beauty palette, I'm just going to pick up the same shade that I've applied on the crease line, and with a small brush, and this goes on the inner corner and the outer corner. As you can see, I have just used a flat brush, and I am simply applying this shade on the inner corner and on the outer corner of the eye. It's an easy step. It's an easy eye look. It's just that it needs a lot of patience, I feel. Applying a little bit more of the shade. It's the same shade that we have applied on the crease line. And then going with this green shade from the palette Chocolate Gold. I am applying this on the inner corner, just creating like a beak on the inner corner, and then drawing a line really close to the lashes. And then creating a wing. Like I said, it's an easy eye makeup. It just requires a lot of patience and pulling it out towards the tip of the eyebrows, and then also creating a line on the crease line, and then just joining it on the outer corner. This is how it should look like. Adding a little bit more of the shade, and then just creating that V on the outer corner. Just like that. You could use any shade for this look. You could use a blue, you could use a pink, you could use you could use black. And then using some concealer under the smudged up area that is on the outer corner of the eyes, just to clean up and make it nice and neat and make it more like a V that goes up towards the tip of the eyebrows. And then I have just picked up a eyeliner that is a pen, and this goes really well with these kind of looks that needs graphic lines. I feel it's easy to create lines with a pen as compared to a gel pot or a brush. So I mean, gels are perfect to create a wing, but to create graphic lines and to be a little bit artistic, I would say, a pen goes really well because it's liquid and it flows really well. And as you can see, I have just started from the middle of the lash line and then going up towards the outer corner and pulling it exactly where I have pulled the green shade, and then creating a beak on the inner corner of the eye, just like that. The green goes up but the black goes down and joins to the lower lashes, to the inner corner of the lower lash line, just like that. Make sure the line is not very thick and it's nice and neat and thin. It looks really beautiful when it's thin. And then going with this black shade from the palette Chocolate Gold. This goes exactly on the crease line. Basically, this is just to create, give that depthness to the eye, you know, just to create that deep socket. So it goes really well when you shade darker shades like this on the crease line. It gives a lot of deepness, you know, gives you a deep socket, and it looks really, really beautiful. It goes exactly where I have created a line with the green eyeshadow. So it just goes over that, and then it joins to the wing on the outer corner. And then picking up the same brown shade from the Fenty palette, this shade goes on the lower lash line. We're going to use all the shades that we have used on the lid. And then the green shade from the Chocolate Gold palette. And this goes on the lower lash line too. I have used a flat brush to place the shade. And this is how it should look like. Going with the black shade now, and this goes exactly over the lower lashes, starting from the outer corner and going right towards the middle of the lower lash line. Make sure you just place it right where your lashes are. exactly there, over the lashes. And then just picking up an eye pencil to fill up the waterline. It's in black. For the lashes, I have used Farlie Solomon's in the style Badass. For the mascara, I have used Too Faced Better Than Sex. For the concealer, I have used Dior Forever Skin Correct. And my shade is 2N. The foundation is 2W and the concealer is 2N. And just dabbing it with a small beauty blender and packing some loose powder over the concealer, just like that. The loose powder I have used today is Too Faced and it's translucent loose powder. To contour my face, I have used Hourglass in the shade Golden Almond, and this goes exactly where it has to go. On the jawline, hollows of my cheeks, nose and forehead. And then picking up a beauty blender, I'm just going to diffuse this into the skin. As you can see, I have placed some loose powder on the edges of my nose, just so that my nose looks a little bit small. Just like that. Keep diffusing it really well. And then I have picked up a small beauty blender just to go in those places where a big beauty blender cannot go, and I am really comfortable using a small beauty blender to diffuse and to focus the diffusing. And then to clean my jawline, I have used a foundation because I prefer using a foundation over to a concealer. And then just diffuse, adding a little bit more of the foundation between the hollows of my cheeks and the jawline, just so that the space over there looks nice and clean. Just like that. Keep diffusing it well. And then I have used Dior Cushion Foundation, and I am simply going to layer this over the cream contour that I have used so that it just stays in place and it's not so obvious on the face, and it's like it locks the contour on the face. So this is my favorite cushion foundation. I'm going to mention all the products in the description box as usual. The bronzer that I have used today is Guerlain Terracotta in the shade 03 Natural Brunette, and this goes over the contour that I have placed before, and simply to give that airbrush kind of a look on the face. This technique really works with me. So basically first the cream contour and then the foundation, the cushion foundation, and then the powder, the bronzer. So all of this, creates a layer on the face and gives you that airbrush kind of effect. That is the hollows of my cheeks, the jawline, my nose, and the forehead. Since I'll be wearing a hijab today, so I want that forehead to look really nice and dusky and smooth. And that's the reason I'm doing all of this step. And then I have used a big brush to just blend everything really well on the face. And this is how it should look like. By now the face looks like as if it's airbrushed. Trust me. For the blush, I have used Stila, and this is a cream blush, and I've picked up the product with a beauty blender, and this goes on the cheeks. All the products will be in the description box. And then I have picked up a blush, a powder blush. That's Maybelline Master Flush Creator in the shade Afterglow, and this goes exactly on my cheeks, a little bit on my nose, and a little bit on my chin. This is how it should look like. For the highlighter, I have used MAC Hyper Real Glow, and this is what happens when you don't use a product for a very long time. You lose touch. You really don't know how pigmented the product is, and this is what has happened. I forgot that this is a really super pigmented product, and I had to literally blur it out on my face, and this highlighter simply screamed glow, baby, glow. For the lips, I have used Urban Decay Lip Pencil in the shade Conspiracy and NYX Lingerie in the shade Beauty Mark. So my loves, this is the end of the tutorial. I hope you guys liked this look as much as I loved creating this look for you. This Eid look is just simply awesome, and this is how I imagined the look to be, and it simply turned out to be exact. I shall see you in my next video. Eid Mubarak, a very happy Eid to all of you who are celebrating this beautiful festival around the world. Take care. Bye-bye.